Hey everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel, where today I'm going to talk about jealousy. I'm going to break down different belief systems surrounding jealousy, why most of society doesn't really understand that jealousy is coming from a belief system. And once again, most people, including myself before I went through this process, don't understand how belief systems mixed with behaviors instill chronic long-term emotional disturbance. There's a lot of myths surrounding jealousy. Yes, jealousy is a natural human emotion. There is a spectrum where you can feel jealousy. I can feel healthy jealousy, which I really don't feel. A lot of jealousy, something really bad probably has to happen. My wife cheating on me, someone in a company I work for that I believe I should have a promotion, they get it, but it would still be a healthy amount. I can't see it really being chronically latched because my beliefs of unconditional, primarily life and other acceptance are so good. Jealousy has elements of self-acceptance, but there is a lot of other in life acceptance. So before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think about this. And again, that is Phil at OCDrecovery.com. And this goes for all jealousy. Retroactive jealousy, jealousy you have now, jealousy for future events. It doesn't really matter what we title it, because so many people get locked up in, is it retroactive? Is it jealousy in the now? Is it with a partner in the past? Is it now? There's a belief system present that has to be broken down, and more than likely internal solving mechanisms and compulsions that you're still doing. Now, when you look at jealousy as a whole, the belief systems behind jealousy are, this should not happen, and I can't stand it if it happens. That's promotions, people cheating on you, friends not calling you for dinner dates and invite their other friends, not being invited to a bachelor party or a stag weekend, as you fucking Brits call it. Had to throw that in there, or anything in general, right? So, or I can't believe that person did that, and then vengeful, I'll show them who's boss. So you have a jealousy mixed with rage and anger, which is an extremely dangerous combination. Most people who are in jail for murder, the vast majority, are in jail because of that combination. Some sense of jealousy, whether they knew it or not, whether it's with a lover, with another member of maybe a gang, a co-worker at the bar, if alcohol is involved. No, it does not mean you have to cut alcohol unless you struggle with alcoholism. And then they have that vengeance, that spiteful, I'm gonna show them. And then someone's life gets taken, and then they're 9 years in the prison having a meltdown because they don't realize how they act in the moment. And if you have fears of losing control, you have to hear this. You have to be able to hear all of this, even if you're shaking in your boots right now. So why don't I have any jealousy fears or jealousy beliefs that instill long-term chronic disturbance? It's because my belief systems based around what people can do are much healthier, and that involves acceptance, doesn't mean agreement. So I don't want my wife to go out there and cheat on me. I don't want my friends to do things behind my back that they don't tell me and leave me out. I don't like those things, but I also can't control what other people do. And if they did happen, if there was infidelity, because that's usually the big one, is infidelity with cheating fears. But I can go for anything, not being invited to dinner dates or not going invited for vacations. It doesn't mean I'm not willing to feel the discomfort that comes with that, where most people don't want to feel that. So I have a complete stoic willingness to feel any sort of an emotion that's based around if someone was to cheat, if someone was to do something that made me feel jealous, didn't invite me to a party, etc., all the stuff we just talked about. And because of that, I feel it in a much healthier dosage. The belief isn't the problem. The problem is how you hold the belief. You could have two groups of people, okay, 5 here and 5 here. All these people hold the beliefs I just talked about in a very balanced way. They understand acceptance doesn't mean agreement. It doesn't mean these 5 people will never feel jealousy again, but they more than likely will feel it in a much more balanced state. These 5 people have the rigid beliefs. The jealousy plus the anger. I hate this, I'll show them. The world can't be like that. My partner, my best friend should consider me, etc., which are understandable beliefs. That fuels the extreme emotional disturbance of chronic anger. And then mixed in there in its own little twists of shame, guilt, anxiety, and panic. So I stick with these belief systems. Now, jealousy is a very odd thing because when you go on social media and you type in what causes jealousy into YouTube, everything is wrong. Everything. It's all incorrect. I understand that when you watch that, I know what you're thinking. That's cocky. That's egotistical to say that. But I'm not wrong. Because the belief systems, what they believe, cause it. First of all, they're not even thinking about belief systems. They're not thinking, maybe my belief system of my partner cheating on me is fueling my jealousy. Oh, my partner was out, we were at a wedding together, and someone was like, can I dance with your wife? And I was like, sure, if you want. You feel that healthily versus, you can't, are you fucking kidding me? Blah. Never let your partner. That's what all the YouTube stuff is about. Like, if your partner makes you feel jealous, you're with the wrong partner. It's all nonsense. Relationship advice and monetary and financial advice are the worst advice on the internet. And there's a lot of bad advice on the internet, but those are the worst. It's not about getting rid of the jealousy sensations. It's about feeling it. And I know I'm repeating myself, but you got to hear it over and over again. It's part of my job. Is the balanced, healthy emotional state of jealousy, which is fueled by your rigid beliefs and fueled by your checking behaviors. I'm not going to go into, this is more of a belief system video. I'm not going to go into all the behaviors. There's a ton of behaviors. Constantly checking on them, looking at their messages when they're sleeping, following them around. I mean, I've seen some pretty extreme jealousy compulsions where, the person can actually get themselves into trouble, by following people at this level. You can change that. There's no shame and guilt on me putting you down for that. That behavior and that belief system is making you do that, whether you know it or not. But just got to do is, actually, we'll do it right now. Let's see. Okay. YouTube. This will be interesting. I've never looked at this one before. What causes jealousy? How jealousy distorts your thinking. Survivor's Guide to Jealousy. Overcoming jealousy in 3 minutes. It's just such an asinine thing. Addressing trauma-fueled jealousy. There can be a state that caused the person from a traumatic event to feel jealousy, but your belief systems and your behaviors override that and cause it right now. Unveiling the root cause of jealousy, a complex and often overwhelming emotion, etc. How to treat jealousy with 3 therapy techniques. It didn't matter. Yeah, so like this is an OCD one. Like, it didn't matter is what it said. Like, that's not going to work. You're not going to be able to just tell yourself it doesn't matter. 9 traits of borderline personality disorder. Borderline BPD is, this sounds really bad. Obviously, there's validity in it, for sure. But it's almost the new age diagnosis that so many people are like, I have BPD. I have ADHD. I have ASD. Let's see what's out. So this one's okay. Jealousy and resentment fade when we take responsibility for our own belief. I would have cut it there, that we deserve better. I would not add that we deserve better. I would not put that in there myself. How to not be jealous. This is by a Buddhist monk. Unless these things are talking about belief systems, it's more than likely not going to change. Like, here's another one by a huge channel called The Number One Reason People Don't Respect You. That title in of itself is already misleading. You don't need other people to respect you. There's benefits of people respecting you, but you don't need that. So I can only imagine what this video says about a very well-known person who I don't think will cover this correctly because it's not coming from a belief system perspective. There's a lot of people, a lot of the stuff in here is retroactive, but you could just tell. I mean, I would have to come across a video title that says this: jealousy is fueled by your belief systems. If I don't see that, it's more than likely not covering it correctly. In my opinion. So this is why so many people, I mean, how many people have you met in your life? Think about it anecdotally. Have you met in your life that have dealt with jealousy that said to you, the jealousy is primarily coming from my belief systems and my behaviors and not as much from an event I went through? The answer is 0. So really important. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Phil at OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think. there's just a lot of myths surrounding. It's almost all primarily covered incorrectly. And I know that people watch this and they're like, Nick puts me off. I don't like how straightforward he is. But the reason why our results are better than anywhere else, it's just not even close, is because we have the tough love approach with compassion and empathy, right? We work with tens and tens of thousands of people in 70 to 90 different countries. And the results speak for themselves when we work with people who have jealousy. So I hope to hear from you soon. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.